Oh, Glenn about to start his John.
Hold on,
Huh?
we hot.
So we hot.
Hold on. This guy, man. What's up, family? It's your boy Jay Wise with my brother Q. You know us, man, from Stock Street University. Again, please make sure that you visit stockstreetuniversity.com if you are interested in furthering your stock market education. Before we get started, I want to remind y'all to hit the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. Feel free to comment, leave a comment if you have any questions or concerns or just want to make a statement or share some additional information. You could go ahead and chop it up down there in the comment section. Also, we would like to also thank the group of people who have invested their time, money, and put a lot of effort into subscribing to our services, like our one-on-one courses, our daily watch list, and also those who signed up for our classes. So a big shout out to the family who are putting in a lot of work, putting in that hard work to kind of, educate themselves when it comes to the stock market. So shout out to them. So other than that, Q, you want to say anything in regards to that?
Definitely. We always appreciate the love and support. Definitely want to continue to further the culture, further the education, and see people continue to succeed and prosper when it comes to economic growth and generational wealth. So definitely shout to everybody who show love and support. We definitely appreciate it. And for those of you who haven't had a chance to, you can always check out our content and our information on stockstreetuniversity.com. We definitely, that's most support to everyone.
Yeah, man. So I know why everybody's here. We're here to kind of discuss the top 5 rules to generating wealth. My brother Q here is gonna take it away in regards to that. I'm just here being Robin. You know what I'm saying? Robin the Batman. That's all I am. You know what I mean? Let me switch screens here so people can see some of the things that we'll be discussing here. So again, we're talking about, before we even get into that, we do have the stock market investing class coming up in July. The date haven't been released as of yet, all right? But if you are interested in being a part of the next class, most likely it'll be a Saturday. Feel free to go to the website, stockstreetuniversity.com. Go to the enroll page, and that package is Q?
Gamma package.
The Gamma package.
Also, you can follow us on Instagram, Stock Street University, to get a lot of updates on what's going on in the community and when we have the next class coming up. So tune into that. Also, if you are comfortable with your knowledge of investing, but you're lacking a community, and you don't really have time to be looking out there and siphoning through all the resources and news, you can always take advantage of the Delta package, which is our watch list and community access. Definitely a very live and active community. Lots of great content, lots of great resources, and it's fun. We have lots of fun in the community. The information that you get in the watch list comprises of, you're looking at long-term investments, you're looking at options tradings, swing trades, day trades, scalps, bull side, bear side. You're looking at all types of different sectors, OTCs, pennies, dividends, it's just a lot of different investment strategies compiled into one nice daily article for you to be able to pull your content together. And that's called the Delta package. Once again, you can catch it on the website, stockstreetuniversity.com.
Yes, sir, man. That's beautiful that it's been slowly growing. So again, shout outs to everybody who's been supporting, sharing. We even had people taking the course more than once. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. It is beautiful.
A lot of information, man.
Yeah, it is.
it's one of those things where when you get into the financial world, when you get into the economics, you get into whatever aspect of it that you get into, it becomes one of those things where it's like contagious. And every time you read something, you pick up something new, right? Never ending world. Like for example, I read Rich Man in Babylon like 3 times. Rich Dad, Poor Dad like 3 times. And every time I've read it, I found something new, because at that point I'm at a different level, so I'm able to understand things at a better clarity, so yeah, it's amazing, man. It's amazing.
Yeah. So let's fade into here real quick. The next thing that we're going to be, the watch list again. Stay up to date and track the latest stocks and hottest potential movers on the bull or bear side. You get daily updates on news, events, hot, unusual options, SPACs, IPOs, market movers, penny stocks, a ton of content. Plus, you get access to the Discord for as long as you're subscribed to the watch list, where you'll be with a community of people discussing things that we're seeing in the market and continuously learning, because we do like live events in the Discord, like live courses in the Discord for those who are subscribed. So it's beautiful. So, all right, so let's get into what the people came here for, right? The top 5 rules to generating wealth, right? And let's get right into number 1. Number 1 is budgeting and leveraging.
So that is a very cliche rule to invest in, right? Or to generational wealth, right? But it is one of the most overlooked and underestimated rules. It doesn't matter if you're making $1,000 or $10 million. If you not know how to properly manage, budget, and leverage your money, you will never be able to generate true wealth, okay? So at the end of the day, you have to know what that looks like for you. So if you're renting, figure out what your annual salary is. Let's say your annual salary is $20,000, right? Just to throw out a random number. You're renting $1,000 a month. That means annually you're spending $12,000 a year on rents, which leaves you with approximately $8,000 left, right? Figure out what your monthly expenses are: car insurance, if you have a car payment, if you have, groceries.
Yep.
Right. Different. Figure out what your monthly costs are, right? Figure out what your annual income is, right? And then at that point, that's when you want to understand the leveraging of your money, okay? How can you capitalize and make your dollar stretch to get you the things that you want without having to actually spend $1 on it? So for example, you can look at, if you're spending money on gas every month, and your charges is up there, you can look at a cashback card. Cashback card will help you to, you get cash back for gas purchases, which in most cases, cards give you anywhere from 2% to 5% cash back on gas, gas station purchases, right? So now you're stretching your dollar, because now you're, as opposed to spending, you're getting 5% back or 2% back on a $20, $30, $40, $50 fill up on your tank. You're getting money back. You're offsetting your costs, stretching the dollar, right? You were gonna buy it anyway. You got the money to pay for it,
right?
As opposed to a debit card that does nothing for you. Use a credit card that gets you cash back, or use a credit card that gets you flyer points, so that way you can travel without having to actually save money for travel. Just saying. So learning how to leverage your dollar, right? Going out to eat is always fun. But, when you go out to the restaurants and you're spending, $40, $30, $50, $100, $20 a plate, you got to take into consideration at this point, your dollar, if you're not stretching that dollar, it's not justifying its means. You already, rule number 2 that you have to learn about. And so rule number 2 is
Going into rule number 2, taxes.
Taxes. Taxes will always be there, and they will come for every penny you make. Right? So what you have to understand is rule number 1 and rule number 2 are two of the most important rules before you do anything else in life. Right? Before you find that 6-figure job, before you decide to make you need to understand these 2 rules, because once again, it doesn't matter how much money you're bringing in. Unless you have those 2 things down packed, you're always going to be sending out more than you're bringing in, which keeps you outside of the wealth. So with taxes, you have to understand how to leverage your taxes, right? How to legally defer your taxes, or how to take it or understand what the tax advantages are and how to utilize them to your benefit. That's where the wealth comes from, right? Rule number 1 and 2 is how to keep money from not just from outrageous excessive spending from yourself, but how to keep your money from having to go out of your pockets to go to the taxes. Yes, taxes do have some decent benefits. You know, they help to pay for the academic institutions in the communities. They help to pay for medical facilities, law enforcement, roads, things of that nature. You know, the whole justice system, X, Y, Z, so forth and so on, whatever your take on that is. But at the same token, just about 30% of our income goes to taxes. How many of you guys can say you got 30% of income in a savings account for a rainy day? Uncle Sam got 30% of your money.
Right.
So learning the tax codes and how to hedge taxes, how to defer taxes, and how to legally utilize the tax breaks and tax advantages that are available to you. All right. That includes things such as, donations. It includes things if you're into investing. There's ways of doing that. You can, when you look, if you own property, you can look at depreciation and amortization. If you own a business, the same thing, right? So you can look at these things and find ways to be able to use those to your advantage. I would definitely say sit down with a CPA that is strongly knowledgeable on the tax codes and how they are operated and how they can work for you. But that's rule number 2. Until you do rule number 1 and rule number 2, generational wealth is going to be farther and harder to accomplish than it needs to be. All right? And so that brings us to rule number 3.
Rule number 3, compound interest.
All right, so one of my favorite things, right? What's it? The eighth wonder of the world, according to Warren Buffett.
Eighth wonder,
Okay, understanding value is so important. This is the point in time where you start to understand that the most important commodity, the most important thing in life is not a dollar. A dollar is simply a tool used to acquire or accomplish a task at hand. The true value in life is the freedom of time. And once you understand that compound interest is interest on interest earned. And over time, you can literally put money into an account, such as a brokerage account, and have it invested month over month, year over year, and forget about it. And literally, you will watch hundreds of dollars turn into thousands of dollars, turn into millions of dollars. No, this is not like the casino. When you put your money in it, it's not gone. When you put your money in it, it's there until you get your money out or your money is lost due to a poor investment. Simplest way to be able to generate generational compound interest, out of simplicity, you could just invest in the S&P 500. Which is top 500 stocks in the market, pretty much primarily based in the consumer sector, but you have tech, industrial, medical, a little bit of everything, right? That alone has an annual return averaging at about 11 to 12%, which inflation, right? So keeping your money in a bank account, inflation has an annual average of about 3%, of as high as 3%. So, which means your dollar drops on average about 3% every year, which means keeping your money in the bank is you losing money. Put your money to work to compound interest, okay? That's rule number 3. That generates the wealth for you. It's one of the true definitions of letting your money work for you. All right, that's rule number 3. And that brings us to the next rule. Rule number 4.
Rule number 4, diversification, baby.
So this rule right here it means so much more than it looks like. There's so much more than it's talked, it's normally discussed, right? Everyone says diversification, don't put all your eggs in one basket, X, Y, Z. Diversification is more than just an investment strategy, right? It's a lifestyle strategy. So, you got bills to pay, you want to find more than one job. Okay, if that's what you're into. I'd rather put my money to work for me and use that money to be able to cover what I need to cover after being able to properly leverage my capital as well as hedge on my taxes. And then apply it to my compound interest, which I can diversify now, right? So now at this point, if you have a 9 to 5, you have a long-term compounding interest strategy, right? Let's say you have some stocks, okay? You can invest into some CDs, okay? Certain credit unions, they give you a 3.5% annual rate on return on interest. With a 3.44% monthly dividend. Not bad, right? So month over month, you're getting dividends, you're getting your annual kickback. So diversification is finding multiple ways to increase your stream revenue, okay? If you're into YouTube, you can start a YouTube channel. Something simple, you can start a blog about something that you're passionate about and you can talk about for days. You can easily, right? Something so simple as what's called digital real estate selling. Buy domains and sell them. Literally, that's it. Buy domain names and sell them. Right? So this is the point where you want to find multiple streams of income because now you know how to keep your money safe with yourself. You know how to keep your money safe from taxes. And on top of that, you know how to allow your money to go to work for you by generating that compound interest. So at this point, you want to be able to expand your streams of revenue and your income, right? So ATMs, investing, savings, and when you're doing savings, make sure you're looking at those interest rates. Don't go for those disrespectful 0.01% interest. Those are disrespectful. Like I said, website selling with the domains. You got real estate, if you want to get into real estate, whether it's renters or flipping houses. If you want to get into the blogging, like I mentioned. If you want to start an online clothing store and do drop shipping. You got a lot of different methods that you can use to increase revenue streams, even if you want to get a second job. Finding ways to increase your revenue stream at this point, now that you know how to manage that fund, that money, you know how to protect that money from yourself and from the government. And so that being rule number 4, right? The whole purpose of this is generation, long-term wealth, not just for you, but for generations to come. So that brings us to number 5, which is
rule number 5. Protection.
So protection, okay? So at the end of the day, you always, one, paperwork, paper trails have real, true meaning, okay? A lot of people tend to overlook the value of having these things documented in whether it be a will, a trust, having a power of attorney, whether you have a executor of estate, life insurance, right? Placing your money in a 529 a college fund, a Rockefeller college fund, or whatever the case is. You have to understand the power of protecting your wealth, okay? Not only do you have those options such as, like I said, a Roth IRA, a 401k, a traditional IRA, but like I said, you have the trust, you have, I'm losing my words. So you got to think about those things, right? The will is the will, the executive estate, because remember, a power of attorney is only for living members. Life insurance, I want to talk about the unfortunate circumstances that will come to everyone.
Nobody want to talk about that.
Not fun to talk about, it's not fun to think about, but it is a reality. And when something happens to you, as opposed to having to go set up a GoFundMe, right? You have to be able to cover those expenses. So understanding the protections of your assets. Another thing you can look at for protection is tangible assets that you can park your money into, whether it be collectibles such as vintage cars. Okay, now you got to understand, when I say collectibles, I mean things that actually appreciate over time, not things just like, right? So for example, commodities, gold, silver, palladium, rhodium, those things appreciate in value over time. So they're good ways to store wealth. Cryptocurrency, if you're looking at Bitcoin, if you're into paintings, right, you can look at some collectible art. If you're into cars, look at vintage cars that have a appreciation to those cars, as opposed to a brand new car that loses 20-30% of the value the moment you take it off the lot, right? So looking at things that actually appreciate over time that can be used as assets. Once again, real estate, whether you're buying houses and renting them out, or you're buying property to build on, or whatever the case may be. Understanding protection. Having a good financial attorney will definitely come in handy. And a lot of people think it takes large amounts of capital to be able to do these things. Truthfully speaking, it doesn't. It really don't. You can literally start generating wealth with $500.
$5 a week.
Literally $500 in a month.
$5 a day.
Right, to start, and then every month from that point on, you can do $100 to $200 a month. Right? If you do a $200, that's $100 bi-week. And if you're able to actually find ways to leverage your dollar, it becomes super easy. Right? If you got a cell phone company, most cell phone companies have partnerships with streaming platforms. Cut the cable off. How many of you actually watch cable? Right? You got cell phone, you're paying for a cell phone that has a partnership with a streaming company. You can use a streaming company, get that for free, built into your cellular plan. You can use that, right? You can, once again, like I said, credit cards, you can use that for cash back, but properly. Make sure you are properly managing your credit cards. Don't just spend money willy-nilly. Don't spend money that you can't afford to pay back before you spend it. So, having those things at hand definitely come into play. And it definitely leads the way to creating generating that wealth, or that generational wealth in its essence. So those are the 5 most important rules, consistent in that order, right? So rule number 1 is budgeting and leveraging your money, okay?
Hold up. I got to go backwards. Hold up.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's go to 1. Boom! Budgeting and leveraging.
Budgeting and leveraging your money, protecting your money from excessive spending and unnecessary spending. Rule number 2, taxes, right? How to protect your money and how to maintain your money when it comes to taxes legally. Okay, I'm not saying don't just pay taxes. They will have black suits at your door. Now, take into consideration, this is not financial advice.
Right.
I told you, speak with a CPA, speak with a financial advisor, speak with a tax accountant, speak with a legal, a tax attorney or a business or a financial attorney of some sort, and set that plan up for what it looks like for you. Okay, because everybody's financial situation is a little different. Number 3, compound interest, understanding the power of value, understanding the potential and the success of value. I normally say the quickest way to go poor is to pour your money to get rich quick schemes, right? Literally, compound interest and value investing is, bar none, one of the most frequently used and least discussed or least identified or acknowledged ways of investing or itself of generating wealth. A lot of people think it takes too long, but I want you to think about how long you've been making money and how much money that money has made you over that course of time. And then look at how much compound interest would have created you over that same course of time. Do that, man. Number 4, diversification, understanding the importance of multiple streams of income and being able to put those to work and to use that for your interests. And finally, number 5, protecting your capital, protecting your investment, protecting your assets and your wealth. So, having a plan, having a strategy, whether it be a trust, will, protector, executive estate, 401k, Roth IRA, traditional IRA, 529, if you got 2 kids or people you want to see go through college, Rockefeller college accounts, precious metals, vintage cars, art, real estate, protecting your money and having a paper trail that keeps your money protected, not just from the people out there that's looking to get your money, but keeping your money protected, because if something, when that day comes and you're no longer around to manage that money, you want the government to determine what happens with your money? Or do you want to determine what happens with your money, right? So protecting your money, having your paperwork in order, having your status in place. And with that being said, that's the 5 simple rules to generating wealth, generational wealth, and beating the rat race.
Yeah. Consistency is key, baby. Yeah, man. So, again, man, before we sign out, if you want to sign up for more education, just like stuff you just getting just now, Stock Street marketing investing class. Stock market invest. I said marketing. They were like, hold on, I thought I was getting a marketing class, man. What the hell is this? Stock market investing class. We got a class coming up in July, so you can pre-enroll right now. The dates will come out soon. So, also, if you're not interested in that, let's just say you're a seasoned investor, but you're interested in the watch list, we got that for you. You know what I'm saying? For only $29.99. So, you can also sign up for that at stockstreetuniversity.com and go to the enroll page. So, that's pretty much all we got for y'all today, man. Yeah, man, check in with us on IG, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Clubhouse, in Green Room. We're practically trying to be everywhere, man. Take your pick. You know what I mean? So, get in touch with us.
We do typically go in depth in a lot of the topics that we're discussing now. So if you wanted to get more insight and more in-depth steps on how you can take advantage of some of these things or what tools are available for you to take advantage of, you can lock in with us in the community on the Discord. Once again, that's a Delta package on stockstreetuniversity.com, or you can even go through the Gamma and take the class and learn the stock investing and understand the different ways to invest, and still get access to the community and the watch list. Lots of great content, lots of great resources, and we're here.
Man. All right, family. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you go check out our other videos on the page. Like, subscribe. Peace.
Yes. We do have a video that explains credit cards, right? On the channel. video that explains dividends, fundamentals, technicals, taxes. Like, we got a bunch of different videos that's coming on the website, or that's on the YouTube, or that's that you can check out in the YouTube library, for our video. So take a look, get some information and learn. You never stop learning in the financial world.
Yes, sir. Peace, family.